What's up YouTube, Stefano Turtle here, and today I am doing my Lightsworn Dinosaur deck profile for the March 2018 format, my bad. And this deck is super consistent, super powerful, has a lot of combo plays, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. And starting off, we have 3 of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, main boss monster of the deck. 2, I've seen people play 2 of this, but 2, you have a higher chance of milling it or banishing it. While at 3, you always make sure you have at least 1, so 3 of him. Sorry if my shadow is getting in the way. 3 of Overcheck's Cool Atlas. Trying to make sure y'all can see that right. Camera focus, please. Close enough. He is the guy you want to search off of Yugioh, and he will essentially help you tutor out your ultimate conductors quicker by sending it to the grave. You get to search the double evolution pills, and he can be sent off of Yugioh. Up next, 3 of Soul Eating Yugioh. This card doesn't need explanation. He is the Stratos of the deck, can send cards to grave or add to hand. Most cases though, you're setting to grave with him in this build because you want to get your ultimate conductors out along with whatever you can on the Lightsworn engine, and then basically just kill your opponent then and there. This deck has a lot of consistency too. Then we got 1 of Giant Rex, because you banish this guy, you summon him free fodder for Lynx, or Minerva, or Michael, or Lagia, stuff like that. Then we got 1 of Miscellaneousaurus, because Miscellaneousaurus extends more combos, lets you go into stuff like Trishula and Crystal Wing. Then we got your baby dino engine, which no one who plays this, like Shadal Dino or something, plays this engine. I do because it adds a bit of variety and it actually makes it more consistent. 3 baby Ceratosaurus, because pop it, you get 1 of your level 4s. Same with Petty Pteranodon, 2 of it, and 1 of Aeolo for the synchro plays. Onto the Lightsworn engine, we have 3 of Judgment Dragon. This card is the most well-known card in the Lightsworn engine, mainly because the fact that it nukes the entire board except for himself. That's why there's 3 of him. Plus, you summon him a bit more than you summon this next one, Punishment Dragon. Although when you do get this guy out, you get your resources back, which is good in case you banished your ultimate conductors or milled them or something. Next up, we have 3 of Raiden. Raiden is a definite 3 of, because Raiden you summon, you mill 4 essentially in 1 turn, and you end up milling stuff like Wolf, Felis, Overtex. You're getting pluses off of that. And he is also one of the best tuners in the deck, because you use him, you can go into stuff like Spark Dragon. In case you use JD, this will actually protect it, or protect another card on the field, and you can do more damage that way. So yeah, 3 of Raiden. Next up, you got 3 of Wolf. Wolf is just typical send to the grave and summon, beat around your opponent's monsters. And then we got 2 of Felis. Felis is essentially the same thing, except she has to be sent by a monster effect, and she pops a monster. And she's also a tuner. 1 of Jane, because he weakens your opponent's monsters, letting you beat over them, and it's pretty good all around if you get out your Judgment Dragon. Next we got 3 of Lumina. Lumina is your revival for your Lightsworns. Helps you just tutor them out again. Use them for Curious, Michael, Minerva, whatever you want to go into. 1 of Raikou to round off the Lightsworns, and this guy is just straight up banish your opponent's card. Next we have 3 of Fairy Tale Snow. This card is always active in the grave, which is why everyone runs it at 3 over here in the TCG. Here in OCG you have 1, and just banish 7. And summon it, set your opponent's monster, go into whatever you need to. 1 of Trick Clown, because it summons itself from the grave and can be used as XZ, Link, or Synchro fodder. And 1 Eater of Millions, just in case you need to really get around one of your opponent's cards. Onto the spells, we have 3 of Double Evolution Pill. This card just helps tutor out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno a lot easier. And essentially, you're trying to tutor him out, kill your opponent. We got 3 of Fossil Dig. This is your Rhoda for your dinosaurs. Add your you can essentially just add your Oviraptor, or if you already have one, add Giant Rex, then summon Oviraptor, and then just go into the combos and everything. Which I'll do an in-depth combo tutorial probably next week or Saturday this week. Saturday. I'll do it Saturday. Next up, we got 2 of March of the Dark Brigade. This card lets you return your Lightsworns and banish your opponent. Like, you banish 4 cards. Right now, just cards equal to the level of it, the Lightsworn. And I really like this because it's art and the fact that you get to recycle your Lightsworns. So yeah, and that can be really sacky sometimes. So next up, we have 2 Solar Recharge. Bit of draw engine for your Lightsworns. Pitch 1, draw 2, mill 2. Pretty simple off that. And 2 Bank Break, not really. 2 of Pot of Desires. This card needs no introduction. Just banish 10, draw 2. That's for consistency. This card definitely doesn't need any introduction. That is Monster Reborn. Special summon something, use it for something else. Yours or your opponent's grave. 1 of Rhoda, because it searches out Raiden quicker, and that's something you sort of want. More consistency in the deck. So yeah, 1 of Rhoda. We've got 1 of Cosmic Cyclone for back row removal. 1 of Reasoning, because it's essentially another summon. 1 of Foolish, because it lets you send stuff to the grave, which you really want to do in this deck. 1 of Lightsworn Judgment, because if it's milled by a Lightsworn's effect, it's a free +1, because you get a Judgment Dragon out of it. And 2 of Twilight Eraser, because this will let you banish your opponent's cards, and if not, then at least you get to mill it and summon some Lightsworns, which is pretty useful there. On to the extra deck. For the Link monsters, I run 2 of Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion. This card lets you send any monster from grave to deck, and you mill 3 each time a card is sent from deck to grave. And he's also 2400, opens up your Link zones. Next we have 2 of Underclock Taker. This card's a generic Link 2, lets you weaken your opponent's monster by the card it's pointing to, and then you just beat around it. And then we got 2 of Minerva. This card is detached to, mill 3, if there's any Lightsworns, you draw. And if it's destroyed, mill 3, you send any Lightsworns, destroy. And it doesn't have to be a Lightsworn monster, it just has to say Lightsworn in the name, which is the thing I like about it. Next we have 2 of Evil Zorlagia. This card is essentially a walking Solemn Judgment as a beat stick, so pretty useful there. And just for a rank 2 option, I run 1 of Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin, because Weakening your opponent's monster and negating the effect is pretty good. Then for the synchros, we have one of Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I run this guy in almost anything except for Monarchs and True Draco, and this guy is summon, at least banish one card, or sometimes 3. So, pretty good there. One of Crystal Wing. This card's one of the most broken card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Besides like Omega and everything. So, lets you just stop your opponent in their tracks, essentially. One of Void Ogre. This you only summon with the side deck, and I don't currently have the side deck put together right now, but I will next, or this Saturday when I show you all the combo tutorial. I will show you all what you can side in to summon this. This guy essentially just says no when you have no cards in your hand to your opponent's spells and traps. Then we got one of Spark Dragon, because he simply just protects your cards. One of Michael, because if it's a free banish, good one of, and if destroyed by a card effect, like someone Ghost Ogres it, you get your Lightsworns back, and you gain life points. So pretty good there. And one of Black Rose for a board wipe. That is it. That is my Lightsworn Dinosaur deck, and check out my other videos if you like this. Subscribe if you're new. Oh, and try and get this video to a thumbs up, and I will be attempting to get some structure decks to do a small giveaway. But without further, God, don't even know the intro anymore, or outro. This is the Stefano Turtle signing out. Bye.